if you put more blue in it, then it becomes cool, and if you put more red in it, it comes hot fire.
I wonder what purple fire, like, because like blue fire means it's hotter, and then like white flame means it's like super hot. So like I wonder what purple flame means.
I would think it would just be in between like a red and a blue flame or something, or if there's like some type of metal in it that's being burnt. Won't he just die? Just die already.
You're having a fun time, huh?
Oh, he deflected my thing! I did too early. I'm upset. I ain't no baby. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. You don't know that. Maybe I was lying. I do want the blue.
I want the blue.
The blue smells nice, man.
What?
It smells nice.
What does it smell like?
Faces.
What kind of faces?
Exactly.
And why do they? Oh, they smell nice.
Hey, man. Sometimes you just gotta smell some faces. And sometimes they smell nice, but other times, eh. But you know, the blue ones, they be hitting.
You got me there, I guess. I'm gonna ask you a random question.
But what if I was the random?
You snows, you lows. It's a fucking conversation like that.
Yeah. Sometimes you go to Lowe's and then you get some snow.
If your food is bad at a restaurant, would you say anything?
Alright. So here's what I'll do. So I'm in the restaurant eating my food, right? I'm over there having a good time, and then all of a sudden I taste like dirt, right? I'm like, why is there dirt in my soup? And if they don't do nothing about it, as in like give me $1,000, maybe $1 million.
As in, if you don't give me $1 million, I'm gonna sue you for $1 million.
No, I'll give them an angry review on Yelp.
Yeah.
That'll show them.
It just leads to that.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the restaurant. Like, for example, I'm not a fan. Like, let me rephrase that. I've never had Greek food that really has ever hit me in a good, just like a, I really enjoyed that fashion. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I didn't think about it for the longest time, but like I had a moment of realization where I was like, dude, every time I've gone to a Greek restaurant, which it has been a decent amount of times because there's quite a few of them around here, and I have a few friends who like going and getting Greek food and stuff like that. And I had a realization that like every time I've gone to a Greek restaurant, I've been like not disappointed, but I'm just like everything tastes to me like the consistency that olives put in your mouth. And I don't know how to feel about that, I guess, because like I don't not like olives; they're just kind of strange. And like if everything tastes like olives, then that's a little strange to me. But I guess like I wouldn't do anything because I've gotten like food that I don't like before, but I'll still eat it and it'll still be fine. So I don't really think about it because I'm just like, okay, I just won't order that again. You know what I mean?
Well, I would actually like say something though. Like, Well, it depends on what you said. Just bad, right?
Yeah,
Or,
like bad, but like you're saying like it's just straight up bad.
Well, I mean, like it's got something wrong with it. Type like, you know,
like it's burnt or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Where was it? My friend, it was either I think it was my brother. My brother went to one restaurant where he ordered like a steak rare, and they brought him like the steak and it was like well done, right? And then he was like, no, I wanted this rare, right? And they like brought it back, and then like they brought back another one, and it was like well done again, right? And he's like, dude, I ordered this rare. Can you make this rare, right? And the guy takes it back, and then he gets another steak, and it was well done again. He was just like, what the fuck? Can I speak to your manager, right? The manager comes over, and he's like, what's the problem, sir, right? And the dude's like, or my brother, I think it was my brother. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was my brother. I just remember hearing this story, and it sounds like my brother would do it, so I think it was my brother. And like, he's just like, sir, I've ordered this steak like 3 times, and every time it comes to me well done, I wanted it rare. Like, that's how I ordered it, right? And the manager, like, he takes it and he's like, I'm sorry, sir, I'll be right back. And he goes back, right? And he comes back, like, a few minutes later with, like, a steak, right? And he's just like, can you cut this open for me, right? And he hands it to my brother, and, like, he cuts it open, and the steak's just medium, or well done again, right? And the freaking manager's like, I'm sorry, sir, just give me a second. And he goes, and he, like, literally just fires the guy that's, like, cooking the steak because he just can't cook it right.
Yeah.
Right? And he comes back, he's like, I'm sorry, sir, we'll reimburse you for your meal. We have to figure out, a new chef for this establishment in the moment. And, like, it was just, like, because, like, you should be able to cook. I know that there's, like, some legal things with that where, like, you can't legally serve something, like, fully rare. Because, like, bacteria and stuff could still be in it and stuff like that, even though the cooking process is supposed to kill all that stuff off with it, and, like, it's not something that you should have to worry about. But, it was just, like, he just couldn't get it right.
That's, like, the thing is that he asked, like, what was it, 3 times? Something like that?
Yeah.
And then he still just, like,
pumped out the same thing.
It's like, you think at that point, you can at least try and do a little bit different, you know?
Yeah. I've only gotten, I always order my steak rare. And I used to say something that kind of makes me, like, I don't like saying it now, but I used to be like, they would just be like, and how rare do you want it? And I'd be like, I want to be able to taste the cow's dreams. Right? And I used to be able to say, that all the time, and now I say it and I'm just like, that's kind of fucked up. But, one time I went to a restaurant, and only once did I get, like, a steak truly rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care if people like their steak well done. I just personally prefer it rare, and I do joke about, like, I feel like there's just this elitist joke when you like steaks rare, and it's just like, you either like your steak rare or, like, burnt. Like, well done equals burnt. I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Speaking of trains.
Train go boom.
Where do you think the term train of thought came from, actually?
Cause your thought can always get derailed when you get distracted.
Yeah, but where do you think that metaphor? Because there's like 1,000 different metaphors that could, like,
Crap.
Like your thought ship could sink, or something like that.
But, like, that sounds
Also,
like...
you're losing the train of thought. It's not getting derailed often. Oh, you got 2 rebirths.
But I don't want it.
I know. I'm just saying that you got 2 of them.
It also could be like hijacked, or did I say that already? Forgot if I said that. But it could be like some thought bandits just waiting.
Thought bandits?
Yeah, waiting to hijack the train.
Dude, I wonder if like calling them thought bandits would help people who have like, for example, like I've dealt with OCD for my whole life, but like it doesn't really bother me anymore because I kind of like have an understanding of like the irrationale in that thing, and because of that I've kind of like broken it down and it doesn't really bother me anymore. But there's like some people who get like really intrusive thoughts, you know what I mean, like really intrusive thought process. I wonder if just calling it like a thought bandit would help those people like I feel like some people might be helped at that because they could just be like, oh, this is just a thought bandit, and then they could like imagine just like fighting the thought bandit as like a cowboy or some shit, and then like
I mean,
and then like you just don't worry about the bad thought because it's just you know it's a bad guy. He's just trying to hijack your train.
I mean, maybe some people might find it helpful. I don't know. Psychology's weird.
Psychology is weird. It's also only been like recorded for like 50 something years. Like the stuff we know in psychology is very, very new. It's cool and it's weird, and there's some statistical evidence that point towards certain things that we know now, but it is definitely strange, especially social psychology.
Well, maybe you should be a psychologist and just like.
You know what's funny is like I took social psychology as a class while we were in college, and I was joking about it, and like I was talking to my teacher at one point. She was just like, you know, you'd make a really good psychologist, and I was like, but I don't want to be one. I want to be an artist, like just because like I guess the thing is that why that kind of interests me is because like by knowing certain things and how to build things, you can kind of put that into a character and then build a situation from a certain standpoint that would actually really help people both relate to it and like feel it, you know what I mean? But that combined with something like filmography can make some really cool, awesome moments, and that's why I find it interesting, and that's why I'm like into it. But it's really on the more the artistic base than the scientific base. Like I don't really feel like I would care to be like scientifically driven towards that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That being said, though, I love the idea of pulling off some like stupid social psychology stunts. Like one of the ones that my social psychology teacher brought up when we were in class was like, here's a fun one. Just walk into an elevator and face the opposite direction of the door. Right? Like, just walk into an elevator, and then, like, say you just, like, go up before it opens up, and some person just, like, sees it open up, and you're the only person in the elevator, and you're just facing the back, right? Just staring at the wall. Right? Like, it was just something so small that really makes you just go, huh, yeah, that would seem really fucking weird.
Yeah. It's definitely not the norm. That's the best way to put it.
But like you could just think of so many situations where you could just, because that's the fun part about social psychology is some of those experiments and stuff like that are just on the basis of like, let's do something like abnormal to see people's reaction and see how people react. Let's just go into the crowd in the middle of New York City and scream randomly about something.